Hi everyone, I want us to discuss the Kenya shilling depreciating against euro and pound. Allow me to share with you that in the last 1 year, the shilling has become weaker by 11%. As you're speaking now, the sterling pound is trading at 170 shillings from 132 on December 2022. So do you think this is right or do you think this is wrong? Allow me to break it down for you. Thank you. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Richard Jubiese, your trusted guide on money, finance, economic insights, and making you understand or making you master finances and stay ahead financially. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. God bless you. So allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to share with us that the shilling has depreciated by 11% against the euro and the pound in 2025. When you compare it to the dollar, it has relatively become very stable because it actually went to 165 and then it came back to 129. So 29 has really been there for quite some time. But my main issue is the euro and the pound. Do you know why? This is because a large portion of what we import as a country comes from that bit of the country, bit of the world, that is from the Europe. That is machinery, cars, fuel, clothes. And something funny is last year alone, we imported 1.7 billion from the European Union. That is 2023. That therefore means that if you are going to bring the same number of, or the same quantity of goods and services, we are going to pay 1.887 billion. That is an increase of 0.187 billion or 197 billion shillings, the same quantity of goods. So what does that mean? And why is that happening? First, the reason why it is happening is because there's a lot of demand for Kenya's import. Yes, there's a lot of demand. So we're importing high. And if you're importing high, it means there is a lot of demand for the foreign currency. The second bit is the debt pressure and investor confidence. If you look at our S&P's upgrade, the upgrade recently about our ratings, it means that large debts repayment are still a concern. Like in other words, they still don't believe that we are able to pay our debts. Like in other words, Kenya is a high risk, and if you are a high risk, then interest rates go up, and if interest rates go up, it means what will happen? The pound or the euro will go up. That is it. The other bit is about the global trends. Rising interest rates in Europe have been attracting investors. In other words, pulling money out of emerging markets like Kenya. Yes. Because what does that mean? That means that when there are interest rates in Europe, they will want more money from us. If they want more money from us in Europe, it means we have to pay more so that we are able to use that. Let's go to the next. The next bit is about debt servicing strain. Repaying euro-dominated loans requires more shillings. So that is why this is all happening. And last but not least, actually not last, second last, the strong euro and pound. European economies are rebounding faster than expected. All of us know why. It's because the European market operates as a block. And if a country operates at a block, they will rebound faster because they are able to sustain themselves and they can talk in one language or in monopoly. There's something that has been happening by Central Bank of Kenya. This is because they have linked the weakening of the shilling to the excess liquidity in the market, which has prompted an increase more pop activity through repurchasing agreements. So that is what they've been thinking. That is what they've been thinking how best to do it, how best to deal with the issue of the euro, the rising cost or the rising weakening of the Kenya shilling. So who is affected when when the Kenya shilling becomes weak, how is affected? We said first those who are importing. Anybody importing is affected. This is because they have to buy things expensive. Because when they, when you're buying something from the European market, when you're importing, you must convert first into euros, and then now you buy. So they're actually affected. The second bit are students abroad. So if you're having students who want to pay fees in the universities in Europe or in Britain, they must first convert. So they are affected. Number three, businesses around. Those companies that rely on imported raw materials, they will have to sell expensive. Because if they import and the rates are high, that means they will have to transfer that cost to the final consumer. So things will become expensive. There was this time where imports became very expensive. Screen protectors became expensive. A lot of things became expensive. And that is what is the reason? The reason is because of that. Businesses have to import at higher costs. Another bit is about our consumers. So we have consumers who import goods. And if we consumers import goods, what happens? There will be inflation. And if it's full inflation, what is inflation? Is the general rise of products or commodities. Then the last bit is the debt servicing strain. As a country, when we are paying our euro-dominated loans, we need more shillings to pay. Because let's say, for example, if we had been given 1 million euros, when the dollar was, when the pound was 1 million, when the dollar was 100 shillings, then we'll pay it we'll use around 100 million. But when you're paying, not the dollar, when the euro, isn't it? Let's assume we got a loan from Europe. Let's assume we were given in pounds from Britain, and the pound was 100 shillings. We're given 1 million. So when you're repaying back, how much will we repay? We'll pay 100 shillings times 100. That is 10 million as we convert. So the second bit, if the shilling becomes weak and the loan is 170 as it is now, how do we repay the 1 million pounds? We'll multiply 1 million times 170. So that will be around 17 million instead of the 10 million. I hope the math is mathing. So in other words, there will be a strain. We'll require more shillings to repay the same amount of money that we had been given. But again, ladies and gentlemen, where is our hope? Where is our hope? There is still hope in all this. In every calamity, somebody has to laugh, somebody must enjoy, somebody must celebrate. Exporters benefit. Because when exporters export, let's assume we are exporting tea, we're exporting coffee, there's horticulture, our industries are performing great. We are going to sell via either the euro or the pound. So we'll get more and we'll enjoy. Another bit is our tourism. They will come. This is because they will find it cheaper to come into the country. And when they come into the country, we will laugh. They will boost tourism. Ladies and gentlemen, so what can you do as an individual to benefit in all these chaos? What do we do? Number one, you can decide to hedge your money. So how do you hedge your money? What you do is, you've realized that the Kenya shilling is becoming weaker. You can decide to convert early. Once you've converted early, you can decide to wait. The right time, you dispose. The second bit, you can decide to avoid imports. Focus on the locals. Buy Kenya, build Kenya. There's a narrative of buy Kenya, build Kenya. I don't know where it went to. That's the best thing. The third bit is invest in dollar-linked assets. So instead of doing euro and pounds, you can decide to run to dollar. Because when you do dollar, you're going to diversify your savings into foreign currency accounts or assets. So as we come to an end, ladies and gentlemen, allow us to summarize it this way, that currency depreciation or Kenya shilling becoming weaker is a double-edged sword. It will make imports expensive, it will make exports cheaper, or it will boost exports and it will also boost tourism. So therefore, the strategy is to adapt smartly with your money. So know what do you need to do, because sometimes it becomes hard. Of course, we've seen what central bank has been doing. They've been trying to buy back. They've been trying to buy back when they've noticed that the Kenyan shilling is becoming weaker. They're trying to buy. When they notice it becoming stronger, they're trying to dispose. But again, at the end of the day, they're trying to release. But does it work? It doesn't work. So the best thing is be smart with your money. And then last, as I come to an end, do you think that the Kenyan shilling will bounce back, or will it keep sliding? I want to get your comments so that we know how best we are going to handle it. And then last, what do you think we can do to make the Kenyan shilling recover? Stick around for my next video, which will talk about Kenya's credit rating upgrade explained. Thank you so much, and God bless you.